Who knew that a card game could resemble friendship so perfectly? What's going on, all you Boruto fans? Unpredictable60 here, bringing you guys the next review on episode 27, a friendly Shinobi Bout. And of course, we see none other than Boruto and Kagura trying to just be the main characters in the story. And it was just kind of interesting, honestly, because we got to see Hachio yet again show his face with a bunch of more people, and he thinks that they're going to do a lot of damage, and they really didn't, because we got to see Boruto and his friends get to fight all at the same time for the first time. They got to fight against Hachio's group, and it did not turn out so good for them. And we realized in episode 26 that Kagura has a problem using his sword. At least he had something up with him wanting to wield a sword. There was just something that was off. We weren't too sure what it was, and now that we see what the whole reason is, now we realize, and we kind of had a feeling that he was related to Yugura, the fourth Mizukage, because they kind of resemble each other. They look the same, and I was kind of assuming that they have the same eye pattern, same eyes, same, for the most part, the same type of clothing. I won't say the same clothing, but like the same style, I guess. And we got to see something really cool with that. So I don't know if Kagura has anything like a tailed beast inside of him or anything like that, but he did mention that he was talking to a voice that's inside of him that he almost can't control, and that's honestly why he doesn't want to use a sword, because he gets afraid of what he does to people, because he ended up killing a lot of people from his academy when he was in the school, and he was not very proud of that because he wasn't really conscious at the time. It was almost as if the tailed beast had taken over, and I'm not really sure if there's a tailed beast. Like I said, they have not mentioned anything about a tailed beast since Boruto started. And we were finally getting to see Boruto starting to use chakra. He's actually starting to use jutsu, and it's like new jutsu instead of just shadow clone. He actually was able to manage to do something with wind, and of course it looked pretty. We don't really know what that was. I've never seen that hand sign for wind, like for someone to do some type of wind style, but it was pretty cool. And I think he was trying to maybe mimic something of what Mitsuki does, because he did ask Mitsuki how does he do that one thing, and Mitsuki was just telling him, you have to do it this way, and Boruto didn't understand it. So I think Boruto may have figured out a way to do it. So maybe that's what that was, and maybe we'll get to see in the next episode Boruto get to reactivate his eye, maybe. But I don't really know what his eye is for besides to see chakra flow. But other than that, this episode was pretty interesting. Of course, like I always say, it's always just something cool to see. And they played a game called Shinobi Bout, and that was just them talking to Kagura about his past, and they got to realize that he was the grandson of Yugura, the fourth Mizukage, and it was pretty wild if you ask me. I would have never guessed that he was a murderer. And you would think that if he did kill, I think that might have just been their thing to do, which they had to fight until somebody was either dead or quit or admitted defeat or something like that. But it was very, very something to see, because it was just one of those things that you don't get to see every day. It was one of those scenarios that we didn't think that the past would really, of course it's something to be expected, but it's just one of those things that Kagura, can you really be afraid to use a sword just because Yugura was your grandfather? Come on now. I only remember Yugura using a sword. He had that staff, but I think he was more referring to the tailed beast that was inside Yugura, and that was still, again, nothing to be afraid of. So either way, just let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, because I, for one, did think this was a very interesting episode. But I always say that about every episode, and I'm just so fascinated with Boruto, even the slow episodes. I'm not too big a fan of the slow episodes, but it's always something to see. And again, if you guys have any comments or questions or anything like that, you're welcome to leave them down below in the comment section so we can go back and forth with our opinions, because I think they're always fun to talk to you guys and just see that we got a fan base for this, because it's just, it motivates you, and that's one of the things that keeps us going, is our fan base. So if you guys would like to go ahead and support us too by liking this video and going ahead and sharing it with everybody that that'll be Boruto fans, go ahead and do that as well. Subscribe for Boruto fans and click the bell symbol so you all get notified about all of this Boruto content. And on that note, this has been your broadcast, Unpredictable, signing off.